If you think being a chief engineer means having power, you're wrong. In construction, compromise will kill you. It kills faster than a site accident. Today, I'm going to tell you a truth. Universities will never teach you this. When someone uses threats to control you, choose yourself and walk away. Last year, a subcontractor caught a minor mistake of mine. He forced me to sign off on subpar materials. He threatened to report it and ruin my career. Out of fear, I gave in, but a blackmailer never stops. He only gets greedier. I decided to stop. I submitted a full, transparent report to the board. I accepted the penalty, and I fired that contractor on the spot. The moment I stopped fearing losing my seat, he lost all his power. Remember this: your fear is a blackmailer's only leverage. Job sites are full of envious people. They don't focus on their work, they just wait to tear you down. Don't waste time explaining yourself. You can't fix someone else's insecurity. And never argue with people who have nothing to lose. They just want to drag you into the mud, take all that envy, turn it into fuel to level up yourself. Your success is the ultimate response. A client once slammed the table and insulted me in a meeting. I closed my laptop. I looked him straight in the eye. I said, I am here to work based on mutual respect. I will not allow anyone to talk to me like that. I stood up and walked out. That afternoon, he had to apologize to me. If you don't stand up for yourself, no one else will. And how do you do that? You must be financially independent. Money and skill give you a supreme privilege, the power to say no, and the power to walk away. Trying to please everyone just makes you an easy target. If a partner or a job doesn't make you better, they have no right to be in your life. Either you build a boundary of steel, or this world will swallow you whole. Choose yourself and walk away. If you think being a chief engineer means having power, you're wrong. Power on a job site is an illusion. What you actually have is a stack of decisions, and every one of them can be used against you if you let fear run the math. In construction, compromise will kill you. It kills faster than a site accident, because a collapsed beam is an accident report. A compromise principle is a slow leak, and nobody notices until the whole structure is already rotten. Today, I'm going to tell you a truth they don't teach in universities, and they definitely don't teach it to a gay man climbing into a hard hat in an industry that still isn't sure what to do with him. When someone uses threats to control you, whether it's about your work or about who you love, you have exactly one good move: choose yourself and walk away. Last year, a subcontractor named Denny caught two things on the same afternoon. He caught a minor mistake of mine: a signed-off shipment of rebar that didn't quite meet spec, something I'd missed after a 16-hour day. And he caught me on the phone with my husband, Theo, using the kind of voice you only use with someone you love. Denny didn't say anything that day. He waited a week, then he sat across from me in the site trailer, smiling like we were old friends, and told me he'd keep both things quiet: the rebar and the other thing, as he called it, if I signed off on his next batch of substandard materials without asking questions. I want to be honest with you, I said yes. Not because of the rebar, because of Theo. Because I pictured his name and mine getting dragged through a crew of 40 men who already made jokes. I laughed off every morning and I thought I was protecting him. But a blackmailer never stops. He only gets greedier. Denny came back a month later wanting more. Bigger shipments, bigger silence, bigger fear. That's when I understood something. I wasn't protecting Theo. I was protecting Denny's leverage. Every time I paid him in silence, I was telling him my life was something to be ashamed of. And I refused to keep agreeing with a liar about who I was. So I stopped. I submitted a full, transparent report to the board. The rebar, the timeline, my own failure to catch it. I accepted the penalty. And in that same meeting, I told them plainly that I am gay, that I have a husband, and that a subcontractor had tried to use both facts as a weapon against me. Then I fired Denny on the spot, in front of witnesses, before the board had even finished deliberating. The moment I stopped fearing losing my seat and stopped fearing being seen, he lost all his power over me. Denny thought he was holding a bomb. He was holding a wet match. Remember this: your fear is a blackmailer's only leverage. Take away the fear and you take away the whole weapon. Job sites are full of envious people. After that meeting, some of them decided I was now a project. They didn't focus on their work. They focused on me. My marriage became break room material. My competence suddenly worth questioning. My promotion suddenly political. None of it was about concrete or deadlines. It was about a man who used to be an easy target and had just stopped being one. I don't waste time explaining myself to people like that. You cannot fix someone else's insecurity by handing them more information to be insecure about. And you never argue with people who have nothing to lose. They're not trying to win a debate. They're trying to drag you down to where they're standing because it's the only place they feel tall. So I took all that envy and I turned it into fuel. I got 2 certifications that year. I brought my project in under budget for the first time in company history. I let my work be so undeniable that the gossip started sounding smaller every time it opened its mouth next to it. Your success is the ultimate response. Theo used to tell me, you don't owe them a rebuttal. Build a tower. Let them look up. A client once slammed the table in a meeting and told me, in front of my whole team, that he didn't want someone like me managing a project this size. He said it with a smirk, waiting for me to shrink. I closed my laptop. I looked him straight in the eye and I said, I am here to work based on mutual respect. I will not allow anyone to talk to me like that, about my work or about anything else. I stood up and I walked out. That afternoon, he called my office and apologized. Not because I threatened him, because I made it clear I had somewhere else to be that didn't require his approval to exist. If you don't stand up for yourself, no one else will. And that goes double when part of what you're defending is your own identity, not just your resume. But here's the part nobody tells you. Dignity is a lot easier to hold on to when you're not terrified of the bill collector calling the next morning. So how do you get there? You must be financially independent. Money and skill give you a supreme privilege, the power to say no and the power to walk away. When I married Theo, we made a promise to each other that had nothing to do with romance and everything to do with strategy. When we would both always be capable of standing on our own 2 feet so that neither of us ever had to stay anywhere in a marriage or a job site out of fear. Trying to please everyone just makes you an easy target. It tells the room that your boundaries are negotiable if the pressure is high enough. If a partner or a job doesn't make you better, they have no right to be in your life. I've had colleagues ask, half joking, if being out at work was worth the trouble. I tell them the truth. Hiding cost me more than being visible ever did. Silence was the expensive one. Either you build a boundary of steel or this world will swallow you whole. Your paycheck, your name, and eventually the person you actually are. Choose yourself. Choose the people who choose you back. And when the rest doesn't, walk away.